Welcome. Basic user training today. The webinar will last for approximately an hour, and the chat will be open during the whole webinar, and I will be answering your questions as soon as I see them. Just to test the chat and also that you can see where to find it, I'm gonna copy paste our social media channels there. So if you want to follow us on social media, you can find them right now from the chat. So I'm just gonna try it out. Seems to be working. There you can also ask your questions if you have any. But now, let's start. This is gonna be user training webinar. Maybe you have already heard about Seidat. Maybe you are already a Seidat user. It doesn't matter. We're gonna go first shortly through what Seidat is and how you can use Seidat and in which cases. Then we're gonna go into our app and I'm gonna actually show you how to edit presentations, how to manage them, and how to present or send out your presentations. Then we're also going to go through some different situations where you might be presenting your presentations and how you could do that in all of the cases with Seidat. Lastly, we're going to go through how your presentations are viewed. So basically, all the analytics that will be available at your Seidat team. My name is Emma Ojapuska. I work as a customer success manager at Seidat, and my mission is to make sure our customers are happy. And also, if you're interested in Seidat and you are already our customer, maybe you have been talking to me beforehand. And if you have not, it's nice to meet you. The length of this webinar is approximately an hour. And during the webinar, if you already have a Seidat theme, feel free to use it at the same time. So we're going to go shortly through what Seidat is, and after that, I'm going to go to a Seidat theme so we can actually try these things out in practice, and you are free to do it at the same time as I am doing. And if you don't have a Seidat theme yet, you are able to register freely from our website. As I said before, the chat will be open during the whole length of this webinar, and I will answer your questions as soon as I see them. After the webinar, we'll send that link to the recording, and if your colleagues are not able to join this meeting or this webinar, they will be also able to see the recording. But yeah, let's start. First, just shortly, what is Seidat in general? Seidat is a cloud-based slide deck platform. For some of you, this might be something that you already know, but I'm just gonna go through this shortly. With Seidat, you can create presentations, you can present them, you can share them in multiple ways. And then also you're going to be able to manage your presentations, analyze them, and even use an e-signature feature, which makes it easy to even sign your documents or your presentations. Today, we're going to go through mostly the creating of the presentations, presenting them, and how to share them. We also have different webinars for admin features training, where we will go through more thoroughly what is managing your presentations and what are the analytics in depth. But in this one, we're just going to go through the analytics shortly and just shortly about the management too. Where you would use your presentations, the typical use cases are, well, sales meetings. Maybe you have a company deck. Maybe you have to tell something about your company at some point. Maybe you want to send out offers as a presentations. There's so many ways how you can use presentations. And Seidat is going to be the tool that you can use for all of those needs. It might not even be the normal presentation need that we're used to. So maybe you think presenting, okay, maybe a sales meeting, but it can also be, if you use Seidat, it can also be embedded on a website or shared in a social media channel, or you can send out documents or training materials to your customers. The needs are, there's multiple needs that we can fulfill with Seidat. The difference between Seidat and many other presentation platforms, or the one difference, is that there's many content options. So basically, you are not only able to put on pictures and text and so on your presentation, but you can also put videos there straight from YouTube or Vimeo or any other video channel. You can also embed websites, put some panorama pictures there, maybe 3D products you want to show off, or then GIF or SVG animations, or maybe you want to show off some diagrams and charts. Those can also be embedded into Seidat presentations. Of course, you are also able to add text or pictures or whatever that is normal in presentations. You can use Seidat presentations in any situation, basically, because usually nowadays everybody is sharing some kind of or carrying some kind of a screen with them. It might be a computer, it might be a phone, it might be, I don't know, a TV. Maybe not anybody is taking TVs with them, but you never know. But yeah, the idea I would say that is that you can actually have a presentation on your phone without actually downloading it. Same with your computer. You find it online from our app. So you basically go to app.seidat.com and you have all your presentations there. Seidat presentations also scale. So it means that it doesn't matter what kind of device you have, if it's horizontal or if it's vertical, the presentation will anyways look good. And this might be useful if you are not seeing people, or if you're seeing people by accident and they are like, hey, I heard about your company, what are you doing again? Then you can just be like, hey, I am going to send you a text message where you can see a short info deck about our company, and there you would have it easily. You need a device. So basically, it might be your phone or your computer, and you also need an internet connection on the first time you're making the presentations, but you are also able to download the presentations to your computer or wherever you like them if you need them offline. One thing that we're going to go through today is the overview, which is also one thing that differentiates Seidat from other presentation platforms. So normally you are only able to see one slide when you're presenting your presentation. And also normally you might have your presentation as a one line. So there's a slide, another slide, and so on. But right now with Seidat, you're able to actually have full presentation in this kind of matrix. So basically the idea is that if you have a sales deck, for example, in the bottom up or in the upper line, you would have the elevator speech. So basically, what are you as a company and some information that you can say if they're interested or if it's something that you want to go through. And then in the lower section, you would have more detailed information about these specific things. So for example, here, you can see that I have here our solution. Now, this might be just in general, what is your solution? What is the problem that you are handling with? And then if the respondent if you're having a meeting, for example, if they're not that interested in more in-depth info, you do not have to go through all of these sections. But if they are, you would have them there at your need. And as you would be using this overview, you would be actually able to pick up the slides that you want to show to the respondent. So you don't have to go through all of these slides. You are just picking up the ones that you want to show, and then there will be no too much information, and the respondent will be also interested in your presentation all the time. I'm going to go through how to do this and how to also edit the presentations. But before we do that, I would like to remind you that if you have any questions, feel free to even stop me during my sentence. I will answer the questions as soon as I see them. And you can even open up your mic and then ask them just as speaking. But yeah, we can then go through to the team that we have here. Yeah, so if you have a Seidat team, it will probably look something like this. Here we have some templates. These templates are something that we actually offer to all of our customers. So if you want to use our templates, feel free. They are available at your team. Now, where do I start? I want to make a new presentation maybe as I join into my Seidat team. I would go here, create presentation, and then I could just make up completely new presentation. So now this would be Emma's presentation number 1. Then here's the name of the presentation. On the next section, I would put tags. So tags are basically the way how you will find your presentations in the future. Obviously, naming them is one of the ways that you can search them, but also tags will help you in the future to filter out the presentations that you have in your Seidat team. Now, let's say that this presentation that I'm going to create is maybe it's a sales presentation, but it is also made for company presentation. I would add those 2 tags there. Then here's the last section, presentation access. So right now, I have only myself in my trial team that I'm showing you right now. So I am the only one in this team. Nobody else can see my presentations. But if I would add my colleagues to this team, they would by default be able to see all my presentations. If I want to hide them, I would go here, press change, then just put no access to hidden. So basically then nobody else would be able to see my presentation, or then that my colleagues would have a viewing right to this presentation, but they cannot edit it. Or then sharing rights, meaning that they are able to see it, but they are also able to share it, not edit them. Then I would be fine like this, update permissions, and now the team would have this specific access that I just put there. Then create presentation, and there we have it. The other way to do a new presentation or make a new presentation is by duplicating your old presentations. So let's say that I want to use the sales deck template in a new presentation, and I do not want to edit this one. I would go here, press duplicate presentation. Now I have it again. Maybe I want to make this specific sales deck to a specific customer that I have. I would put the customer's name here, company X this time. Okay, sales tag is okay. It's not a template anymore. So I would just press that tag, and now it's not there anymore. Presentation access is okay. Duplicate presentation, and now I have it there. The third way how you can make up a new presentation is by importing them from your PowerPoint. So maybe you have PDFs or PowerPoints already, and you want to utilize them in your Seidat team. That is also possible. So you would go here, next to create presentation, you have import PowerPoint. As I press this, I would choose from here the file that I want to use. It has to be in PowerPoint format. I would press this one, choose the file, and then slide range, meaning which slides do I want to import? Most likely all of them. Then we have 3 different sections here. So editable slides, which means that it will import the PowerPoint presentation, and all the slides and all the elements that are there will be completely editable. So then if you have text, you can change the text. If you have pictures, you can move them around. If you have shapes or other elements, you can just move them around without any problem. Then the second one is editable slides with text as images. So this is something that you would use if you don't want to change the text yet. Because as you import your presentations to your Seidat team, you will only have the specific text styles that you have put into your Seidat team, or that your marketing personnel or the brand manager of your team has put there. So if you want to have the font that you have in the original presentation, you would put this. Then the text can be edited, but once you edit it, the font might change to another font that you have in Seidat. Then the last one is slides as screenshots. So basically, you would just have a PowerPoint presentation in Seidat, but you cannot edit it. So you just have screenshots of the original presentation. Then you would press here, import, and it will take some minutes before you have it, depending on the size of the presentation. Then, now there was the three types of, or 3 possible ways to make a new presentation in your Seidat team. Let's say that we're gonna now maybe edit the new presentation that I just made. I would see it here, and then here are some buttons I can press. I'm going to press the first one on the left, edit presentation. Now, this is a completely blank new presentation. So as you can see, there's only one slide here, which is not even named. But let's say that I want to make up a completely new presentation, and I would start by first adding the slides and making the structure. So from this editing view, you can see the whole presentation and the structure, and also edit the structure. So let's say that this would be my cover page. I would name it accordingly, as if I'm later on trying to find a cover page that I have already used, I would like to utilize the same page. It's way easier for me to find it if I have named it correctly. Now, let's say that I want to put a new slide here, and maybe it's a company info slide. All right, now it's there. Maybe I want to put one also down here, more info. This is not probably the best name, but still, you can write the names there. And now you can just make up the structure before you even have anything on the slides. Now, as we already have some presentations in our team, we're going to utilize them while we're making these new presentations. If I want to use the old presentations that I already have in my team, instead of creating a new slide, I would press here, Add from Slide Bank. Now, as I press this, it opens up a new tab on the right. And here I can see all the presentations that I have in my Seidat team. Let's say that I want to maybe use the sales deck template with this one. Here's the company information. I would need that one. I would press here, Insert Copy. And now the copy will go to the same place where the square is blue. So now if I want to add something here, I would again press this. Now you can see that it is blue. And I would put maybe the company history here. Another one here, product info, more product info here. And this is how you do it. We're not going to put the same page there. Let's do this. All right. So now I can utilize the old pages that I already have in my other presentations. Now, this is the presentation that I have right now. Let's say that, oh, I realized that maybe I shouldn't put a needs survey down here. I want to put it up here. I would then move it. So let's do it so that we're going to make it as the last slide. I would press here, this little cross, and then just drag it to here. As you saw, I made a new slide before I dragged it. And that is because in Seidat, you're not able to drag the slide here if there is nothing yet. So first you have to add a new slide and then drag the new slide there. If you want to put these slides in another place on the vertical direction, you press this little cross and then you're able to do that. But if you want to move them, the whole stack in horizontal position, you would press here. So the cross that is on the slides. Now, as I drag these, I am able to move them wherever I want to. All right, that's basically it. That is how you edit the structure of your presentation. Now, let's go through how you can make smart slides. If smart slides is something that is not yet familiar with you, I'm going to explain it to you shortly. So basically, in Seidat, you have normal slides and then you have smart slides. Smart slides are slides that can be in multiple presentations. And if you edit them in one, all of the slides in all of these presentations where that specific smart slide is will be updated. So for example, I have my company slide here, and maybe I would change the font of my company. And now I have this company slide in 100 presentations. And I will not go through 100 presentations just to change the font, because that is not too important for me. So if I make this a smart slide, I am able to do it by just once. So first, I would go here, press the 3 little dots, then make smart slide. Now, as you can see, there is this white little triangle on the right-hand side of the slide. And this is how I can see that, okay, this is a smart slide. Now, if you want to edit a smart slide, you have to have a smart slide editor rights, which means that not everybody will be able to edit these slides. It is a good thing, and also some people might not think it's a good thing. The reason why we have it is that if it's a smart slide, it is usually something that is used very often, but the information might not be changing too often. And once it changes, you really have to change it everywhere. So it might be, let's say that you have reference slide where you have different logos of your customers. One of the logos changes and you need to change it to the new one. Maybe only your marketing personnel has the right file and knows how to change it and which is the right one. As she or he has the smart slide editor rights, she will be able to change it to the new one, and then it will be updated in all of the presentations. I suggest everybody to think first that what will be those slides that you use often, but don't actually edit too often, and make them all smart slides. When they are smart slides, you are also able to have them in your smart slide bank where they can be updated more precisely. If you're more interested in these kind of features that are made for mostly brand managers or content managers in Seidat, I suggest you to watch our admin training webinar. That is where we'll go more thoroughly of smart slides and also brand manager settings and so on. But yeah, now I have 2 smart slides here and I cannot edit them as they are smart slides. And if I do, they will change everywhere. Now let's go to editing. So I'm just going to edit this slide that we already have here. And okay, we have some text, some pictures, everything is here. Now, if I want to start editing this, I can have all the editing features on my left-hand side. So adding text, pictures, whatever, it's all here. On the middle, I have options for that specific feature. So for example, if I want to add some text, here I have the possibilities for the text. So for example, the text style I want to use, let's change it to extra large white title. Then, oh, I didn't press it enough. Then let's bold it, make it cursive, whatever. I can do all of this here. Also, if I want to change the place of the element, if I want to have it more up or down, I could press here, bring forward. I accidentally deleted it, no problem. I would press here, send backward, send forward, and so on. Then it will work. On the right-hand side, we have properties of the elements and also of the slide. So here you can check your own preference. Maybe you want to have a grid here. Maybe you want the elements to snap to the grid and so on. Then also, if you want to be precise and if you're, let's say that you're skewing the element or you're rotating it, if you want to be really precise, you can actually do it from here, but you can also do it straight from the element. So it moves here if I press from the little corner here. Then, as I have all of these elements here, and maybe I don't want that not everybody will be able to move them, or not that by default they will not move. So I would like to lock them. For example, here, the history text, I know that it has to be there, but maybe somebody needs to, every once in a while, update these texts. So I will not lock these, but I would lock these. And it happens from here. As you can see, here's the element stack. So here's all the elements that we have on this slide. And now I want to lock this one, history. I press that. And now if I try to move it, it is not possible. Then if I want to unlock it, I just press here. And now I'm able to move it again. Now, let's move to an empty slide. So I'm going to show you how to actually add all of these elements. So first, we have the text element here, text styles as we went through, and also bullet points and ordered list and so on. Now I would just press here, maybe hello. This is going to be a nice slide. Now I have the text here. If I want to move it around, I just drag it, put it wherever I want to. Maybe I want to change it to something bigger. Here we have a 50 size title here. Now, We already have a nice hello here. Maybe we want to add a picture. That is the second one. So add image. Now this will open the image bank. In Seidat, you cannot freely just add any pictures by copy pasting them, for example, from the cupboard that you have. You actually have to first add them to the image bank. And here, let's say that we want to use some picture that we have already used before and have added to our image bank. I would just go to the right folder. Let's say that we want to have an icon here. This black icon, let's say this one is the one that I want to use. And now I have it here. Maybe I want to make it a little bit bigger and then rotate it here. There we have it. If you want to add more images while you're actually editing a slide, you are also able to do that if you have Content Manager, right? So basically, you would go here, then press Upload. And now to here, you can drag and drop from your computer many pictures at the same time also, if you like to do that. Or then you can go add a link from the internet, maybe add the picture like that, straight search from the web. Or then you can also utilize your own social media channels that you have, connect them, and then you can add pictures from there. Also, cloud services, Google Drive, Dropbox, and OneDrive. If you want to add the pictures from there, you're also able to do that. Now we have a picture and some text. Maybe we want to add an element or a shape. So first we press here, shape. Which one do we want? Maybe we want this nice triangle. We want to make it bigger and move it a little bit. And now it's in the corner. All right, maybe it's the wrong color. Maybe we want to use this more as something that will be making sure that we can see this hello text better. So we would actually make it white and also transparent. So here you have all the brand colors that you have already put in your brand settings before. This is also something that we go through better in the admin training webinar. And also, if you want to have another color, just here, you have the whole palette here, and then the transparency. Now, let's see that this is the good one. And now we want to put it on top of the hello sign. Just a second, I'm gonna move it. Now, okay, now it's below the hello sign, and this is not something that we want. Then we would go here, press send backward, and now it goes below the hello text. All right, then now we're gonna go through some more, how would I say it, more special objects. So these elements, icons, pictures, text, that's quite normal. But now, if we want to add an iframe, so basically what this means is that you're going to be able to add any website you like. You're able to embed anything from the internet, basically, that allows iframes. So now I'm going to press here, and maybe I would want to put our own website here. So seidat.com. Then I press enter. And now I have our website here. This is a fully functioning website right now. It's completely responsive. So if I would now press save, and then I would play this presentation, I can still use this website just as normal. That's how easy it is. All right, that was the website. Then another special feature is the videos. So if I want to add a video, for example, from Vimeo or YouTube, I would press here, add video, and then I would put the link of the video here. That is as easy as that. So you go to YouTube, Vimeo, copy paste the link, add it here, and then you would have the video here. If I want to delete this, let's say I don't want this video at all, which is not there, but anyways, I would just press here, remove element, and so it's gone. Now, as you have seen, I have only a blank slide here and some elements to it. If I want to have a background to this slide, I would not go and add an image. Instead, I would go here and choose if I want to have a blank or a specific colored background for it, or if I want to set a background image. The difference between setting up a background image and a normal image is that when you have different sizes of screens, the background image will scale according to the screen size. The image instead will stay on the content area. The content area is the thing that is a little bit more lighter colored than the background. So let's say that I want to have a background image here. I would go to the image bank, then background images, and maybe I would like to choose this one. Now, we have a nice background here. And as you can see, the background goes here also over the lines of the content area. And now if I would press save and play, it scales according to my screen size. But also you can see that all the other elements stay on the content area. So that is the difference between background image and a normal image in Seidat presentations. Then that's all about editing a normal slide and adding specific content to the slide. Now, if we want to have links, for example, in our presentations, we're not going to do them by the more common way, which is hyperlinking. We're going to do them with hotspots. So now I have this presentation. I like this slide, so I will save it. And then I want to add some links. I would go here on the left side and press slide hotspots. Now I am able to add links to specific areas or to a specific element. Let's say that I want to have, if I press this hello link, I would go to our website, for example. I would press here, external link, and then write the website here. So in our case, seidat.com, and then press enter. And now whenever somebody who is watching this presentation or who has this presentation, once they press the hello, it will go to seidat.com. Now, the other possible way is to have a specific area. You don't have to always select a specific element. You can also select an area. So from here, you choose either selection tool or area hotspot tool. Now, let's put it here. We want that if somebody presses on the right side of this presentation, you would actually go to a link or to another slide. Now, here I have the options. External link, which basically means another website, or then go to slide. Go to slide means that I can have this presentation slides connected. Now I'm going to press here, go to slide, then select slide, and now I have my whole presentation here. And as I choose this slide, it will actually be so that once somebody presses this box, they will go to need survey slide. So you can connect different slides to each other with this. All right, now I'm ready with the hotspots. I'm going to just press save slide, and maybe again I want to check the presentation structure. How does it look like? Is it connected? And how is it going from here? Also, if you want to add hotspots from here, it is also possible. So you will have the tool here too. Press this and it will choose the slide, and then you can add them again. All right, that is in short how you edit a presentation and how you edit one slide. Then we have gone through hotspots, editing, creating presentations. Now we're going to go through how to actually share the presentation that you have just made. Sharing can be done from here. So here on the left-hand side, we have share presentation button, or if you have already made this some time ago, you can also find the same button from here. I would press this, share presentation, and now it goes to the sharing page of this specific presentation. There's 4 different possibilities here. So Seidat link, Seidat live, direct share, and PDF. The first one, Seidat link, is something that you would use once you send out presentation or some material to a person that is going to go through the material by themselves. So let's say that before a sales meeting with somebody, I'm going to just send them a short info package about myself and about the situation that we're going to go through in the meeting. And I want them to check it out by themselves and go through them by themselves. Then I would create a Seidat link. Now I press here, create a new Seidat link. It will be here. And here, just below the link, I have a private note section. So to here, you would actually name the link. So then you know who did you send it to. I would send this to Paulus Berke. And today is 9th of June 2021. And now I know that this is the link that I sent to Paulus, and this is the date when I send it to him. Why I want to name this link is that I'm going to be able to actually know if Paulus is opening this link. So that's why I'm also interested to watch what places do I send this link out to. Basically, you just copy the link and then send it by an email or by WhatsApp or text message or LinkedIn, whatever is your preferred place to send the links to. Now, below the copy link button, we also have other possibilities. First one, expiration date. So let's say that this is an offer presentation and I don't want this to be able, or I don't want the customer or the prospect to be able to see this presentation after a specific date. So I would add an expiration date. Let's say that till the last day of this month, they have to make a decision. After that, the offer is gone. I would push here, June 30th. And now if on the 1st of July, they try to open this, it will be just black slide and it will say presentation not found. Then the second button, embed code. So if you want to embed your Seidat presentations to your website, for example, you're able to copy this code, add it to the website code, and then you will have a fully functioning Seidat presentation at your website. Next one, send via email. So if you don't want to copy paste the link, you can also send the email straight from here. You press that one, then you put the customer or the respondent's email here and an optional message, hey, this is what we talked about, and then send email. The second last one is sharing options. And this is something that is quite good for, especially if you're sending out the link to somebody who has never seen a Seidat presentation before, and you're not quite sure if they know how to use a Seidat presentation. So here, as I press this, there will be a pop-up that opens, and here you have parameters that you can choose from. So, for example, if I press here, autoplay presentation, you saw that at the end of this link, there is the autoplay parameter. It means that now if somebody opens this link, the presentation will immediately move from one slide to another, so it's on autoplay. Then I can also have these other parameters here. I can choose all of them if I want to, but I'm not going to go through them in more detail this time because I'm going to do that later. But here, all the parameters can be found. Then you press save and close. It's in the link. And now if you copy it again, this presentation will be on autoplay. Then if I have now sent this offer presentation to Paulus and it has already expired and I don't need this link anymore, I would just press here, delete share, okay, and now the link is gone. And now if the one that I sent this presentation to is trying to open the presentation, there will be nothing else other than a black page and it will say presentation not found. Then we have Seidat Live. This is a link that you would use when you're in a meeting, for example, or when you are actually presenting. So first, again, create Seidat Live, then copy link, and then start live. Now, let's imagine that we are in a distance meeting and I have this presentation that I want to show you. The internet connection is not too good and I cannot be sharing my screen. Then I would just send out this Seidat link. So this link to you, you would open it with your own computer, and you would have a fully functioning presentation there. And the thing is that now that it is a Seidat live link instead of a Seidat link, you are actually able to only see the one slide that I want to show to you. It doesn't matter that you have opened it in your own browser, you're still not able to move with the presentation anywhere because it's a live link. The idea of the live link is that the one that is having the presentation will be able to actually be in charge of what slide we are seeing, and also I will be able to move from one slide to another, even though they're not next to each other. So now, how do I do this? I have a presentation here. My customer would have their presentation, the same presentation on their browser. I would go here on the right button where I can see this little map. I would press that, and then here I have options. Full screen, if I want to play it full screen, also possible. Show overview, open presenter window, show navigation arrows, and show only on hover. So basically then you will not be able to see this little map all the time. Now, as I'm having this presentation, I'm gonna press the second one. So show overview. Now, what I see is the whole presentation, and what the other person is seeing is just this one slide. So this is really easy way to present, especially for in those meetings and those situations when you don't yet know before the meeting that what you're going to be talking about. Then you can have a full big presentation. Sorry. You can have a big presentation with a lot of slides, and you don't have to show all of them. As you are seeing this overview view, and the customer is only seeing one slide, and they have no idea what you're gonna go through next, and they can ask anything, and you can just change the slide according to the conversation. So basically, let's say that now the person I'm having this meeting with is gonna be asking me like, hey Emma, what about your product? Okay, my next slide is a company slide, not the product slide. It's not a problem. I would just go here, press this, and now we will move straight to product slide. From here on the bigger screen, you can see, or on the bigger slide, there you can see what the respondent is seeing at the moment, and here you can see the whole presentation. If I press here, the history slide, this is something that the respondent will be seeing. I am also able to have my notes here. So if I have to remember that always tell about 2015, I would write it here. Now, next time I'm going to be having this presentation, I'm going to be able to see that. And once we go through this slide, I'm going to be saying, hey, did you know, by the way, that in 2015, we did this and this? So that's just for memos, and that is something that if you're having a live link, only you are able to see. All right, so that is how you use Seidat mostly in distance meeting situations. Let's say that you're having an actual meeting face-to-face with another person. Then you might not be even, you don't even have to make a new link. You just want to press play and start the presentation. Then you would go here. Press play presentation. Now it's on play mode. And now let's say that the person is next to you, so you will not be able to do this. If you press show overview, they are going to be seeing the same thing as you're going to be seeing. Instead, you can do so that you are, let's say that you have your computer and then a bigger screen somewhere. You're just sharing this screen, so where they see this presentation, and then you press this button. So open presenter window. Now, as I open the presenter window, it will actually open a new window where I can once again see the whole presentation, and the one slide will be staying on the browser or on the window that I have on the other screen. So you can either press here, show overview, if you're not sharing your screen, but if you are, then open presenter window. Then let's say that you are already happy. Both of you are happy. You had a good meeting. They were very impressed about your presentation. Then you want to maybe share some more detailed and more private material with this person. You would go back to your presentations. Here, press the horns here, and then sharing section, share presentation, and here again, Seidat link, Seidat live, and now direct share. So normally, if I send material to our customers, I always use the Seidat link. But if I would have to show something private and I want to be sure that nobody else is going to be opening this specific presentation, I will press direct share. Now, instead of just sharing a link, I'm going to be sharing this with an user. So I press here, share with user. Then I put the customer's email address here. Then I can also add an expiration date and then optional message. So here's what we talked about, or here's the offer, or whatever you want to put there. Then once you press this send email and share, they will be getting an email that says that, hey, Emma sent you a presentation and the presentation name, and then view the presentation. Once they press view the presentation, they have to first log in with their email address to Seidat, and then they will be able to see the presentation. So that's how you can be sure that only this person is seeing it, as they actually have to verify with their email that it is them. Then the last one, export. If you ever need your Seidat presentation in offline mode, you can just download presentation, and then you will be having a fully functioning matrix presentation. Or if in some case you need a PDF, also here, export as PDF, you will get the link to download it to your email immediately. Now, I also told you that we're going to go through analytics, and that's what we're going to do right now. So here you have a Seidat link that you have shared to a possible customer. Now you want to know if they are opening the presentation. Maybe there is something that you're really excited about and you want them to be excited too, and you want to actually check it before you're having the second meeting. Now, I'm going to be sending this to, let's say, Jori Seppälä on the 9th of June 2021. Once again, I have this here. Right now, it says here unopened. It means that this presentation has not been opened by anyone who is outside my Seidat team. As you can see, as I press here, and then I go back, it still says unopened. That is because I am in the team where this link is. So if your colleagues are opening your presentations, it will not show here. But now I have sent this link to Jori, and once he opens the link, I'm gonna open this in incognito window. So basically then Seidat doesn't realize it is me who is opening it, but you can also test this out by opening it with your phone or another device where you have not yet logged into your Seidat, so it doesn't recognize it's you. So now as I open it to another window, it says viewed once. So basically this means that every time Jori or anybody else out of my Seidat team is opening these links, I am able to tell that. The thing is that with this thing, you are only gonna be able to see the amount of views. So let's say that Jori is sending this to their colleagues, and there's 5 people opening the presentation, and you have like 15 opens here. You are not able to tell if it's been Jori 15 times or Jori and his colleagues all 3 times. But if you want to have more detailed analytics in your Seidat team, you are also able to actually have Google Analytics tracking in your Seidat team. So I have an example. Just a second. lost the tab. I have it here. So this is what on Google Analytics it will look like. Once you put the tracking code of Google Analytics to your Seidat team, you're going to be able to get more detailed analytics about the views of your Seidat presentations. So now, if you have a specific presentation in mind, you would just go to your analytics, behavior, site content, all pages, and then page title here, and then search the name of the presentation. Then you can see here if it has just how many views altogether, then how many unique page views. So then you will be able to actually say that, okay, Jori has opened this 15 times, or if it has been 3 people opening it 5 times, you're able to see that then. Then also you can see what is the average time spent on the page. So then you might be interested in actually knowing that if it's the pricing page or if it's the product page, what is the thing that catches the eye the most? Also, if you're using your Seidat presentations as some marketing material, then it's also nice to know what is performing the best. And that's something you can find from your Google Analytics. If you want to have the Google Analytics attached to your Seidat theme, you just go front page, then here, team settings, and then here you're able to have Google Tag Manager container ID or Google Analytics tracking ID. That is where you put it. If you're more interested in this, we have more webinars. So in these webinars, we will go in more detail. What are analytics? How do you use them in the Seidat theme? What is the best use cases and how you utilize your Seidat materials in your marketing? And here, I'm just gonna show you where to find all the webinars. So if you go to our website, seidat.com, here, webinars, and here you will be having all of the webinars that are upcoming and also the ones that we have already held. So here, for example, Seidat in Sales, this is a user webinar, a user training webinar. It is a recording. If you sign up and join, you're actually able to get the recording immediately to your email, and then you can watch it when you have the time. Also, if you want to read more about our features, instead of watching webinars or asking us from the chat, where we also always answer, you can also use our training support site. So here you can find it from seidat.support.com, support.seidat.com, and then if you search anything from here, you basically find the answer to anything. So there, and you can also see video tutorials, anything that might help you to get a better grasp of what Seidat is and how to utilize it the best. From my side, that's all. I hope you enjoyed the webinar and I hope you learned how to use Seidat. If you don't feel too confident yet, you can always ask for help. The chat is always open. We answer as soon as possible. And if you have any questions regarding about what I said today, you can also send me a LinkedIn message, email, whatever. I am available at any time. Also, there's some few minutes left, so if you have any questions right now, I will be also answering them in the chat. I will quit the recording right now, but I'm still going to be on the lines here. So thank you for today.